That means time to do some cooking in our new studio. We have a new sponsor as well, Southern Union State Community College. We are happy to have with us the president, Todd Shackett, joins us. Todd, we appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, tell us about, before we talk about what we're cooking today, Southern Union State and what you guys offer for the community.
Yeah, so we have three primary divisions. One is academic transfer, which is the vast majority of our students. Those are the ones that are taking their preparation courses to go to a four-year school. We have health sciences, so for nursing, radiology technician, surgical tech, and we have technology and workforce, and those are your typical trades that you might be familiar with.
Yeah, what do you enjoy about being part of the school?
Really the way that we get to help students. You know, the community college is accessible to everybody who wants to go, so we do a lot that other schools may not be able to provide, and what we do for the community. So we're a very important member of the community with helping with workforce, helping provide labor for the hospital, and so forth.
Now, you guys don't have a culinary school, but you might, you know, a little cooking.
No,
you might need to add one after today, right?
Maybe. No, it's a hobby of mine. I've loved cooking for years.
Yeah,
so.
how long have you been into cooking?
Probably since I was 10 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
What got you into it?
Just like to eat, and if you cook, you always have what you want to eat for dinner. Right?
That is the truth. So I see all the ingredients out. What are we making today?
So this is chicken Marsala, which is an Italian dish. It's very simple. What we do is we take chicken cutlets. You can use chicken breast. I cut them into medallions because I like the way the sauce has more covering on the meat. And then you have green onions, mushrooms, and then we have cheese and some other ingredients. Of course, Marsala wine, which is the name Marsala,
right.
is a fortified wine from Sicily, much like pork.
Okay, tell us about the mushrooms. That's an interesting story.
Yeah, so these mushrooms were grown by my son, who's a Southern Union student. So he's an air conditioning refrigeration major right now. And he said, you know, that same technology can be used to grow mushrooms. So he built an enclosure, got humidity control, temperature control, and he grew these for me.
Yeah, and we're going to add those to the recipe. All right, so we're going to let folks know the recipe if they want to try this at home as well, but we're going to show you how to do it today. So where are we getting started? So
first we prep the chicken, and what I do is I mix a bunch of dry ingredients here. It's cornstarch, you can use flour, Italian seasonings, garlic powder, salt and pepper, and that's really just to get a nice coating on the chicken when we eventually cook that. Once I get that set, I'm going to start cutting and cooking the vegetables, start the sauce, remove that from the pan, cook the chicken in the same pan with all the seasonings, add everything back together, add the Marsala wine, and add the cheese.
All right, good thing is this comes in three stages. We're going to start, we're going to join you at the second half hour, and then we're going to do a taste test at the end. So let's kind of get going. You can walk us through what we're doing. Is this something you make at home often?
Yeah, probably about once a month, maybe. If we have visitors coming. Like I said, it's very simple. But it tastes delicious.
Is this kind of one of your go-tos?
Yeah, it is. And it's very quick, too. I mean, it really takes probably about 20 minutes to
But it is. When you say chicken Marsala, that doesn't sound like you're whipping up a Hot Pocket. That's something.
No.
There's some thought and effort going into this.
Right. You go into a restaurant, and it's probably one of the delicacies that you'd find, right? It's not spaghetti and meatballs or something that is on the other side of the menu.
I'm liking it.
So all I'm doing here is just coating them, and we'll let them set. Because when you put the chicken in the pan, you don't want too much moisture, because then it'll almost steam instead of put a nice coating on there.
Get those all coated up.
Yeah, and then the coating will absorb the sauce, which adds more flavor. Okay, so we'll just leave that in there for a little while. Then I'll start cutting my vegetables.
Now, the prep work for some, that's kind of the reason why they don't do it, but that's kind of the part I enjoy, getting to see all the ingredients laid out there and then seeing the finished product.
Yeah, and we want to start that pan up too. Right here, we'll put that on. Let's see.
That'd help you up. I've never operated this before. I might set the whole place on fire.
We don't want to have that.
Okay. I'll be the tester when it's warming up. All right, so you're chopping those onions up nice and neat.
Yep. And then what we'll do here.
Step out the way.
So we're going to add a little bit of olive oil. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm using just extra virgin olive oil, which is very slow.
Now, are there other options, or is that the
you can use vegetable oil, but you know, with Italian food, I tend to use olive oil.
Yeah, this just kind of add a little nice little taster to it.
And then we've got some butter to add some flavor.
Got the olive oil, we'll get the butter.
Yeah.
When the chicken goes in there, is that something that takes pretty quick since they're cut in small pieces?
That's exactly right. So again, one of my favorite parts of this dish is the simplicity and the speed.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, are you kind of the boss of the kitchen at home? You kind of say, get out the way?
Well, I like to cook, so.
Yeah, that's nice. Everyone knows their role. I am the cleaner-upper at home.
Well, I'm both.
Okay. You got to work out a new contract. If you're working in the kitchen, you got to have a helper.
Yep, exactly. So we'll let that melt down.
Okay.
Then I'll cut up my mushrooms. Just a second here. We'll get that moving.
All right, looks like it has a good base down there. It's going to add some good flavor.
And then we'll add the onions. Save some of these for a garnish.
All right, So we're going to add that in.
Yep.
Get it cooking.
We'll get these mushrooms cut up.
And we're going to come back and join you in just a few minutes here.
Okay.
Chop up the onions. Kind of tell us what we're going to do so when we come back here, we'll be caught up to speed.
Yeah, so but when we come back, the mushrooms and onions will be cooked.
Okay.
We'll remove them from the pan. Then we'll start our chicken in the same pan.
Okay.
We'll cook that up. We're going to boil some water here for our egg noodles. And then we'll put it all together and we'll have a taste.
Sounds delish. I'm going to let you keep working away, and I'm going to try not to mess things up too much in here. And we'll check back in with you. We'll get a little more less on how you can do this recipe yourself if you'd like to. It looks like, I mean, you're making it look easy. So hopefully by the time we get done, we can give a little taste test and see how good it turns out.